Jamal. Hey, what's going on, world? Just got home from a massive day. Major stuff around. Had a good adventure, but you would have seen my Hey, it's good. My sound's working fine. This morning I did a practice live. It turned into a major nightmare. It was like screeching, this buzzing sound. People know what I'm talking about who tuned in. But I had a mad adventure. And the cool thing was, you would have seen the video of this dog, right? This random dog that I found. I pulled up in my ute and oh man, there's another Thirsty Thursday window open. I need to cancel that. Where are I think the comments are disabled in here. Sorry for stuffing yous around. I was so late. There's a window open. I don't know if there's an ad comment. But you see another live. Not this one. Yeah, anyway, oh mate, I'm sorry everyone. All caps. That one. Hopefully there's one person was supposed to be. I've stuffed this up majorly. Today was a stuff around. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, anyway, I went to the doctor because I had to get a doctor's certificate so I could get carer's leave to look after black lungs. And did that first thing in the morning, pretty early enough. Got home. I think I did my live, worked out my microphone was stuffed. Did my live to work out how to use bloody me fucking thing to use now that Google Hangouts is gone. And then it says there's 2 people waiting in the other one. Oh, mate, today is not a good day. Anyway, I had a whole lot of things today. And I finally got it all done. And yeah, I pulled up in my house. Sorry, I'm like, I need to fucking do this. One watching. Who's watching? I don't even know if I can. Oh, mate. Sorry for stuffing the world around today. I pulled up from seeing the doctor. Sitting there, opened the car door. This random dog pretty much almost tries to jump on my lap. I'm like, almost have a heart attack. You know how it is. Almost have a heart attack. I'm like, fuck. You bastard little dog. I called him, what do I call that dog? I called him Skullhead. That was the name of Skullhead. And saying here that, yeah, anyway, Skullhead, he jumped on me lap, almost had a heart attack, almost shit my pants. I was like, hey, you going? Busty Bogan here. And yeah, we actually got along well. He's a good dog. He's only from 2 doors down, turns out. I filled up my an empty 4X long neck, 4X bitter long neck, and I gave him a drink. And he was a pretty good dog. And I named him Skullhead. You would have seen that. And yeah, it was a good day, good adventure. And what else did we do? We bumped into this street preacher today, Mad Dog. He was a legend. He was dragging his cross from like Movie World to like Brisbane or somewhere, like Gold Coast to Brisbane, dragging his giant cross and like evangelizing to the world. So the old fucking Mad Dog. I've actually met that dude before. I think he preached. I heard him preach at some church, and he's a bit of a got a bit of a story to tell. I actually got his number. So you can see if you look at the few videos before this one, you'll see my video there with bloody Mad Dog, the street preacher. And that was bloody brilliant. He was a top bloke. And Yeah, and then I took bloody black lungs down for a few doctor's appointments. It was a stuff round. I couldn't believe how long it was. It's a big day. And I finally got home, and I did make an event, and I said I was going to go live at 5 o'clock, Thirsty Thursday. Wonder if I can cancel that event. Thirsty Thursday, no views. Can't cancel this event because I don't know how this works anymore. And this is why this is the shittiest video you'll ever see on YouTube. But welcome to YouTube without Google Hangouts, which was so easy. It was so easy to use. And yeah, not anymore, but we'll work it all out. And such is fucking life, mate. Had a big day. Was excited to come home and read the news, and my phone's going to die any minute. So I can't read the news. No, I can read the news, actually. Shouldn't even be going live. This is just, let's say this Thirsty Thursday we're writing off and we're saying it's like a test dummy run for stupid fucking idiots. Thirsty Thursday live now. Is that the only one in the control room? Okay, cool. Let's rock and roll then, mate. I'm glad everyone has had a good day. G'day, Deadbeat. Thanks for tuning in, bro. Everyone has a cross to bear, eh? I know. Mine was I had a busy day, a rushed day and a rushed afternoon. Guess I got to help Black Lungs out and spend some quality time with him, which is bloody good. I'm a bit faded now. It's going salty. Kappa, Maya, Dusty, g'day, mate. Thanks for fucking tuning in. We should hook into some news. Heaps of good shit's been going on. Even though my phone's about to die. I'll try to read off my phone until it does die. Because that's why I reckon it's easier for me to read off my phone. I tried to read off the laptop and it didn't really work. Anyway, how's this Sheila? See what news we got here. This is how unorganized we are. Read this article today. It's about the stupid bitch from the soccer, the lesbian soccer captain. US Soccer Federation president says the women's national team has lost $27.5 million since 2009. So in 10 years, they're losing 27.5 to 2.75 million a year. They're hemorrhaging. So they're going bankrupt, women's soccer. That's not very good. That's shit. But that's what you get. Women's soccer, they just can't pull the crowd and they're not making any money. And these women are whinging about not getting paid enough. It's unfair. We should have equality. Well, in the real world, you would go, it's bankruptcy is the result. It's a failed business model, mate. With the Women's World Cup in the news after we won, the whole thing, the issue of pay between men and women national teams has once again been a hot topic for debate. A lawsuit is currently underway over the pay disparities between the two teams. The issues at core is simple. The women are more successful. So the women's American soccer team is more successful. But women's soccer doesn't generate the same kind of cash men do. Yeah, that's right, because I guess the crowd's not there. Do you know what I mean? Now, Corderio, I don't even know if that's how you say the name, is claiming they actually lose money. Whoever it is, the World Soccer Championship, women's national team has earned gross revenue of $101 million over 238 games, an average of $425,000 per game. And the men's national team has earned gross revenue of $185 million over 191 games of an average of 972,000 per game. More specifically, the women's national game have generated a net. The WNT games have generated a net profit ticket revenues minus event expenses in 2 years, in 2016, 2017, across the entire 11-year period. The game generates a net loss of 27.5 million. Maybe they have to take a pay cut. They're asking for a pay rise, but they're going to need to take pay cuts to make it profitable. Do you know what I mean? That's how unions come into workplaces and fuck it too. They're like, we need pay rises. And the bosses are like, we need to fucking shut this factory up because we can't afford it. We're losing, hemorrhaging money. Can't afford. Anyway, it was a rough day today. Old Dusper. I reckon the missus, I should text her and be like, get me a fucking beer. No, I think I have a bottle of moonshine in here. Yeah, I do. Laughing, mate. I have to neck a few shots. I work weird hours, so lately I see your vids. Sweet, dude. That's cool. Kappa Myers, dude. Today's been a mess of a day. It's been good that I've been able to do a few little random ones, but yeah, tonight's episode was late, 20 minutes late, unprepared, but that's what you get. That's why people tune into the Dust Bow, you know what I mean? Are you going to keep the dog dusty? Nah. I just gave him some water. He's a cool dog. As soon as I opened my door and I was talking to my brother, the dog bolts in. And then I'm like, I walked into my backyard, then the dog's running around my backyard. I'm like, what the fuck? He's a cool dog. He tried to jump on my lap as soon as I opened my car door. I almost shit myself. Gave him some moonshine and he was all right. And I just let him be, let him do his own thing, you know. And then eventually I had to go do what I got to do. And I seen him in someone else's backyard. So I hope that's the house he came from. But yeah, he was a good dog. There was actually two of them. There was that one you've seen, and there was another little black one. Yeah. It's like women's MMA and women's NBA. Not fun to watch. Yeah, they just don't have... Look, man, if it's profitable, if it makes... I think men and women are wired differently enough. If you look at how much money there is, and even hunting and fishing and forward driving and camping and all these men's activities, there's huge amounts of cash involved in it. Men love doing shit. Most men's friendships will be built around doing stuff like that. Even if it is men's social lives will be built around sports, participation or enjoying it, you know what I mean? And women, damn, they have a huge economy built around women, nail salons and fucking beauty therapies and hairdressers and all this stuff that women do, where there's billions and billions of dollars. So they just need to get over it. Men can't be how come there's no beauty products for men? There's fuck all. There's fuck all barbers. You know what I mean? I can't even get my balls waxed. You know what I'm talking about. I'm going to have to read off me. I don't even think my tablet has Telegram. Yeah, hey, it does. Sick. Hey, I can read the news. How come? What is going on here? How come my Telegram on my tablet doesn't even have archived? Bang. It's a bit weird on the tablet. Dusty Bogan News. Hallelujah. We're back. My phone went flat. We all heard enough about this soccer team that's losing $27.5 million a year. If the numbers are false, then that's a different story. Luckily, That seems like that's something that would be very easy to fact check. I have no idea how this lawsuit will end, but I find there to be next to no outcome where it turns out that the women's generate more revenue than the men's. There we go. Women should try to get as much money as possible, but they're only ever going to get cash as it's tied to revenue. That's correct. That's right. So, like, I'm all for if women's sports, if like I said about the beauty stuff, or like look at all these women models on YouTube who get paid stacks, right? Or all these women's fucking keep up with Kardashian fucking shitty TV reality shows, right? How much money's involved in that? You don't hear like guys whinging like, there's no fucking blokes shows, reality shows of blokes just fucking going to the range shooting shit and fucking going down the park and hitting a cricket ball and having a barbecue and necking stubbies. Why is that? It's because there's no market for it. If there was, they would be there, but there's not. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to fucking say, mate? Hey, Dusty, here we go. Hey, Dusty, cheers. I found out about you from Revenge of the Sis. I'm American and my sister lives in NZ now. Cool, bro. I've been here for her wedding years ago and it's gorgeous. Yeah, New Zealand's nice. Thank fuck I live in Australia, but even though I was born in New Zealand. LB, thanks for tuning in, mate. You're a legend. Deadbeat. They get a higher percentage of the profits, but they generate way less. Exactly. Imagine if it was like equality on that sense, where the men got paid the same percentage. If they were like, the fairest thing we can do is be like, the players actually get a percentage cut of the profits. And it turns out like, oh, sorry, ladies, you need to take a pay cut. Actually, you're getting overpaid. Percentage-wise to profits, you're getting paid better than the men, actually. And they'll be like, fuck, should have shut our mouths. I don't care about thoughts. Jay, care about the targets behind you. Kill shot targets. Amen, brother. IDK about Australian animals. Yes, they're delicious. This is goat hummed and pig hummed. I was saying this morning, I think it was this morning, I found them targets. They were like, what is this? I've got my downstairs is cupboard painted like wallpaper and targets that have been shot from the range. And then I found like a rolled up thing of paper. I'm like, what is this? There's like 20 targets, brand new, fresh. I was like, yes. Thank you. Thanks, mate. What are we reading next then? Everyone loves Pauline Hanson. There's some like all right news here. This article, but is from XYZ. These are like the far right. These guys are considered the far right of Australian journalism. And I guess it's kind of true, but they're not like, they seem to be reasonable enough. We'll see what they have to say anyway. You can be the judge of this. If you know any decent news you want me to look up and read, we can fucking just hit me up in the comments section. I'll do that for you. Super chat me $1 and I'll read any article you want me to read or look up. Get this. The Australian Parliament in Canberra has voted against the bill calling for a plebiscite on immigration numbers. To put this more bluntly, this is the third time in less than a year that the people elected to represent the interest of real Australians have denied us a say over our own replacement. Yeah, so that's probably the position of the XYZ. It's like we're being replaced. That whole idea. We've heard it all before. Pauline Hanson Hanson's push to have a national vote on immigration levels has been crushed in the Senate. One Nation leader on Monday asked the upper house to support a plebiscite, arguing the country's roads and health systems are buckling under the weight of new immigrants. It's true. It's turning into LA out there. It's turning into a parking lot. It took us like, I don't know, an hour and a half to get back from the coast, which is usually an hour. But you think about it, that's like a 50% increase on what it used to be. Hey, Dusty, where's Cow Hummed? I know. I've got Bird Hummed downstairs, like a crow. Anyway, we'll keep reading here. I'll jump back in the comments later. But Senator Hanson and her party room colleague, Malcolm Roberts, who's an absolute legend. I've interviewed Malcolm Roberts a few times. He's a top bloke. Probably have to go down deep into my old interviews to find them. But Malcolm, he's a top bloke. Malcolm Roberts. He's like a little gremlin. I've seen Malcolm Roberts. We're at this anti-safe school rally. It's like safe school's like a fucking left-wing sex education program they tried to bring into Australia, where they were like going to teach everyone's kids that gender is fluid. Little Jimmy, he might be born with a penis, but by smoko he changed his mind and he's a girl. But by lunch, now he's a lesbian. And by the time he went home, he's just a gay little Jimmy. So they were trying to teach that kids that gender is fluid. Just like they get blown in the wind and change their mind every 2 minutes. Anyway, Malcolm Roberts was there at this rally, and he just like went straight up to Antifa and amongst like 20 Antifa and was just like, hang on a minute, do you actually know the facts? And he's just like chatting to him, like pointing with the finger, fucking going off, and Antifa are just around him, like screaming, yelling at him, and he's just like fearless, like this fearless little dude. So Malcolm Roberts is tough as. He's very polite and nice, and he'll like let you. He'll like if you ask him for an interview or whatever, he'll give you a crack. He's top bloke. Anyway, where was I? So Senator Hanson and her party room colleague Malcolm Roberts were the only votes in favour of the bill, which was thrashed 54 votes to 2. As stated, that makes 3 now. We cannot ignore the fact that the first 2 calls for a vote on immigration levels brought forth by King Fraser Anning, the uncuckable. And Fraser Anning's all right too, eh? Like, honestly. He gave me some bloody good interviews, and he's a good enough bloke who will he'll give anyone a crack. And you can't always believe like what the bloody mainstream media losers who just lie to you and say there's a devil under every rock and everyone's a racist. You know what I mean? LB, thanks for the $1, mate. You're a fucking legend. Cheers, brother. My cousin took pics, but they don't do it justice. Of NZ, what was the previous comment? Abwana, see the clown wore the glow worm caves in NZ, maybe Australia, but she said she rode a kayak in a cave and it was glowing. Yeah, it's beautiful down there, eh? Glowworm cave, yeah. Mate, it's a beautiful place down there, New Zealand. I'm glad you like it, brother. Are you coming to Australia while you're there, or have you already come and gone? Sorry, I think you already said that. You're my first super chat. Haha. I was thinking what you thought about the wall. I was thinking what you thought about the wall. I'm from SoCal, Southern California. Mate, I'm thinking I want to go move over there and help Trump build the wall. if he got like a shit ton of funding, like I'm so glad that he got that funding the other day that went through the courts. I reckon that's bloody great news. I think Trump's leading the way. He's been a great example. I mean, Australia's got good. We stopped the illegal immigration, and we're doing a good job there with offshore detention. And I think the whole world, every modern economy, every Western nation can learn off Australia and have zero illegal immigration like we do. But like we also need to slow down general immigration to like a sustainable level, just like Pauline Hanson's saying here with her hospitals and roads. We can't handle the population influx. It's not working. And she's absolutely right. We've got to get the balance right. But I think the wall is fucking brilliant. And I'm glad Trump is keep pushing it. I reckon bring on 2020, Trump's going to get up. Boris Johnson's going to get Brexit. He's going to get good deals. I think Europe is shitting their pants because the UK is going to be the economic powerhouse of Europe. And Trump's is leading the way. He's going to save North America. He's going to build the wall. I reckon he'll be able to, by the time 2020 comes, he'll get so much of that wall done. And I think he'll be able to help Latin America. If he clamps down on that border and they can get control over the drugs and the drug money, then that will help with the corruption in Latin America. And then hopefully you'll see Latin America do a whole lot better because all that drugs and drug money is the root of the corruption down there. And that's why it's still a shithole. Anywhere there's corruption, it's a shithole. God bless America. LB, you fucking legend. I marked on my list, the kid goes to college in 3 years, then I can travel. Oh, brilliant, mate. Let me know. If you come over here, we'll go to fucking Movie World and I'll take you on the maddest roller coasters down there. I already have a boot, but I have to sail east. A boat, but I have to sail east. Australia and NZ are kind of the last cool spot before the doldrum of the Pacific. The gold rim. I don't know what it's called. Yeah. Yeah, bro. You got a sweet boat. That'd be sick to like go all the way down here. That'd be amazing, mate. I've been all around New Zealand and some of the Pacific Islands. It's beautiful. Anyway, back to the article, mate. As stated, that makes 3 now. So there's been 3 plebiscites. This vote has been bought 3 times. 2 times previously by Fraser Anning. Far right, Fraser Anning. That's what the uncuckable dudes from the show Uncockables, the dude who runs XYZ, he calls it the far right. So I give him the tip of the hat for that. I reckon it's a cool way to say it. Good on you, mate. The fact that this supposedly nationalist or patriotic Pauline Hanson could not work with Fraser Anning while they both held seats in Parliament was a terrible waste. I think it's a waste too, actually. They should have put that shit to the side and got on with the job. The glass half full, however, is that at least this motion actually made it to a vote. The previous 2 did not, as yours truly said at the time. But they can't keep us out of Canberra forever. The shenanigans this week in Australian Parliament are just the beginning. They represent a historic moment when white Australia reminded its rulers that we still live and we demand that our voice be heard. Canberra has barely had a glimpse of the overtone window, I don't know what that is, I'll have to look it up, to patriots still left in Canberra. I say double down, escalate, increase the volume and reintroduce the bill every week until they relent. I think we definitely could. It's so idiotic how they push. Like I always say, they want a perpetuating growing economy, right? So they're like, we need economic growth. growth. You know, pump people in, house prices go up, there's high demand. They should, if they enter the workforce and participate, tax revenue goes up. So they think everyone wins. They think it's a win-win for the share prices in the house market and for consumption and all this, right? So they just want to pump people in. They want to turn our, like, quite humble, some of our cities like Brisbane and the Gold Coast are like probably nothing compared to Melbourne and Sydney. But they want to turn all of our cities into like LA, London, New York style. And it's idiotic. Like, it's idiotic to pump us in like fucking sardines like that. And like, I probably don't give a fuck what colour these people's skin are, whatever. I don't give a shit. It makes no difference to me. I just think it's unsustainable. And I think it's like, go LA and New York and London are good to go on holiday too. But don't turn my city into a shithole. You know what I mean? Don't turn this great nation into a fucking Chicago. You know what I mean? And yeah, they want to pump us in like sardines, mate. Ben Mac, Australia is huge. No sardines, please. And that's the thing. It's huge. Australia is huge, but they just pump everyone into the cities, and it turns into like LA traffic jams, and fucking terrible, mate. Terrible. Like Ipswich City, where I'm from, is like doubled in population in like 10 years. It went from 125,000 to like close to double to like 240,000, which is fucking huge amount of growth. Thank you, Dusty. Respect. No worries, mate. Ben Mac. Thinking about escaping to Australia. UK is fucked. Oh, so Deadbeat, you're from the UK, mate. Yeah, mate. If you can get over here, it's still a great place. And I think like good old Ipswich worked there many times in my youth. Yeah, sweet. Cool, mate. I think Australia is still, like, all of Western nations are still great and are still amazing, right? It's just they got to get the balance right. And there's nothing extreme about saying, hang on, mate, can we put the brakes on here? Can we get the balance right? Can we make sure we have a, the whole idea of like making the nation better for your children, for the next generation? We want it to get perpetually better, not perpetually worse. So we got to be like patient, be like a bit of patience and be like, hang on a minute, let's make the right decisions. What's the best thing for the nation? Because you can always add more people in later. But once you got them here, it's hard to get rid of them, right? So make the right choices. Have a bit of wisdom. And all the left-wing people scream on about, they're fucking gluing themselves to the street about climate action now. But they're bringing people from low consumption nations into the first world high consumption nations, where we produce way more fucking pollution. We're consuming way more. So it's like hypocritical to even suggest we bring people in from, low consumption society into a high consumption society. It's fucking stupid. And then you have like the funny thing is it's all about money. It's all about the love of money. That's what I really think this all comes down to. The whole immigration thing, it's like the love of money, because the politicians and the corporations and the bankers and the political parties, left and right, they just want to keep the money cogs turning. They want it to ever growing, which I like having a job. I like the whole idea of confidence, but I think you can have a bit of wisdom. You can be a bit more patient, do the right thing. It's not all about instant gratification. It's about being responsible. I haven't heard them words in years, especially from a bogan who generally sits here and does shots, right? This guy has no idea. He can't even fucking start his show on time. Me talking shit about things. But, you get in people's ears like Malcolm Roberts, and a lot of these conservative politicians actually get out there and amongst them. I've met heaps of them. And I think a lot of them, I think the tide is turning around the world where we're going to these people will pull their heads in. They have to. They have to wise up. $10, Helen. Thanks, love. My ex couldn't go to a wildlife park without asking. I wonder what that would taste like. God love him. I don't get it. My ex couldn't go to a wildlife park without asking. I wonder what that would taste like. God love him. Eh? Yeah. You're awesome, Helen. Thanks so much for the $10. Where's me fucking shot glass? Oh, I'll show you my new car. Check it out. My old lady bought me this Donald Trump cup. Thanks, Helen. This is for you. Maybe I should have read some comments above yours, Helen, to put it into context what you're talking about. I'll go down. I'll go up a bit. Yep, West Yorkshire, old deadbeat. Good on you, brother. God bless the UK. Hope Boris Johnson gets you Brexit, brother. You know what I mean? The British people are powerful people. I'm drunk and I can't type. Sorry. No worries, mate. Welcome to my world. Kappa. Wisdom, totally agree. Ben Mack. What a fucking legend. And what is money? Just paper or plastic? Well, this is the thing, mate. We're selling our souls for money. And the left-wing people, the communists, they're pretty much communists and socialists. They're like, oh my God, capitalism. I hate capitalism. They're the most money-hungry people ever. They think like giving people free shit is the answer. But I don't think it is. I think there's more to life. They need to have like a cultural, I don't understand why they keep undermining the culture. I think they keep undermining the culture in our traditions, in our values, and all these, in our religion and all this. They keep undermining that because they only want people to have materialistic self-gratification, the stimulation of nerve endings and their emotions. That's all they want people to have. Because they know if they take away your culture and your family and your tradition and your religion, do you know what? The only thing you're left with is the stimulation of nerve endings, the financial money and all this shit. Free stuff. They're so fucking, I don't get it. I don't get it because it doesn't work. It doesn't substantiate. Doesn't translate into manifest into reality, into happiness, into peace. You know what I mean? I'm starting to talk shit now anyway. Oh, deadbeat. I got family in Adelaide and Queensland. Sweet, mate. If you ever get over here, let me know. Go for a beer. I just like desert people. Dusty is a desert dude. I can tell. What's your trade, Dusty? I'm an air conditioning guy. I'm a concreter. Very nice Queensland weather is the best. Okay. And then we got Helen's comment. My ex couldn't go to a wildlife park without asking. I wonder what that would taste like. God love him. Is that because he went hunting all the time? I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, love you. Love you, Helen. Fucking good on you. I'll do a shot. I got my new Donald Trump cup. Thanks, Mum. My mum actually bought this cup for me. How's that? Here you go. I got you this cup. It's fucking amazing. Nah, thanks, Mum. The lighting's pretty bad. Where's this fucking Donald Trump's face on a cup? So I'm starting my day every day like that. Bit of moonshine in there. Thanks, Donald. I might just water the moonshine down a bit. Because I was getting rocked by it, man. I think the last few videos when I was doing shots, this moonshine must have been so strong. Couldn't have been good for me. But God bless you, Helen. Thanks heaps, love. That was definitely strong. Anyway. Where the fuck was I? The old lady, classic, bro. Yeah, the old lady bought me that cup. I think Helen is drunk. No worries. It's Thirsty Thursday. Even the bloody dog was drinking moonshine, mate. Between jobs right now, job centre had me filling in questionnaires from the European Union. Total waste of time. Amen, mate. Fuck off the European Union and make Britain great again, I reckon. Can I blame the people who created central banking, fractional banking, and wear tiny hats? I don't want to be a cunt. Yeah, fair enough. I interviewed a dude the other day at the medieval festival. They were like it was a reenactment of the who were they? Not the Crusaders, the Knights Templar. And he's like, oh yeah, the Knights Templar, the like creators of the modern banking system. And he went through about all the history of it. Obviously, that's why they wiped them out. You know what I mean? Skullhead. Yeah, that's the name of the dog from down the road. Skullhead. That's his name. Tell us about old mate Preacher today. Yeah. So I bumped into fucking Mad Dog, right? Mad Dog, this Preacher. I was like dead set. I was with Black Lungs, going down the coast for his medical appointments, whatever. And we're sitting there eating Hungry Jacks. I was looking for a Macca's and I found a Hungry Jacks. Had a stunner deal. I think it was called a stunner deal. Hungry Jacks is like Burger King, anyway. And sitting there, Black Lungs like, no, I need to have fucking Winfield Blue. So he went and had a Winnie Blue. Fucking Black Lungs couldn't, it was 5 minutes since he had his last one. He was like getting the shakes. So he needed to have another fucking durry. That's why we call him Black Lungs, you know what I mean? Chain smoker. Talk shit all day, has a beard. I always give him shit for being a returned ISIS fighter. Anyway. And and then I'm sitting there eating my fucking stunner meal. And bang, here we go. I look up. And here's fucking Mad Dog, the street preacher with his giant wooden cross that he drags from like Gold Coast to Brisbane, telling people about Jesus. I'm like, holy dooly. I just said, hey, you going, mate? Yeah, good. And I was just like, we're going live on YouTube. We just had a bit of a chat. And he was a top bloke, old Mad Dog. Actually, my Maori mate, too, he's a huge islander. He's actually a Maori, half European, half Maori. And I was working with him, and he was like a good Christian bloke too. And he actually went on a missions trip with Mad Dog a few years back, out to Alice Springs to work with the Aboriginals at a volunteer to help the Aboriginals out. And so actually that's how I knew of Mad Dog before. I heard him preach once in Brisbane City in a big church with thousands of people. He was quite entertaining. He's kind of like the Machine Gun Preacher. I don't know if you've seen that movie. He's like the Machine Gun Preacher in a way. And he's a bit of a rough character with tats on his face. He had like a scorpion tattooed to his face. And he just said it true, like the true gospel, He's just like, mate, we all need Jesus. We all need to hear the good news. We all need the Holy Spirit to help us. That's what Jesus is about. That's what I'm about. He's like, I'm not judging you for whatever's going on. I just want you to know. And I'm like, thanks, brother. God bless you. Got him to pray for me. I think he's preaching the true gospel right there. Isn't it the ministry of reconciliation? That's what Christians supposed to have. And that's what he's doing, just walking the streets with this giant cross. That was Mad Dog today. And I got his number, so I'll get on to him. What the fuck would we do without concrete? Hey, good on you, Dusty. That's it, mate. My hands are all fucked up from... I didn't have work today. My hands are all fucked from tying steel. Cut. When I first started my job, you know, you're like, I don't know if you know, we tie steel with wire. You hook in, you hook in, you get amongst it, you don't fuck around, you get the job done. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. And I was rushing at it when I first started, trying to keep up with the boys, and I was just getting all these mad cuts. Bang, bang, all up on my arms and my hands. And I went to church one time, and this lady, it was like a volunteer day. We volunteered at somebody, disabled school, doing the gardens up and stuff, bit of painting and that. And this old lady's like, "Oh, mate, tell me all about it. What's been going on? Are you all right?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Your arms, they're all cut. You've been cutting yourself." I'm like, "What are you fucking on about, lady?" And I'm like, "I've been tying steel all week. I'm in my new job. This is 12 years ago. I've been doing the same thing for 12 years. I'm like, "My fucking arms are cut up from tying steel." She's like, "Oh, I'm sure." And I'm like, "Thanks, lady. For fuck's sake." And the problem was, I think because I was wearing like a Metallica shirt. So I probably like looked the part, you know. Not saying Metallica, Pete, I listen to Metallica too, right? But yeah, this bitch was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" She was really nice. She was just concerned for me, seeing all these cuts on my arms from tying steel, doing concreting, shredding my arms up. It's fucking terrible. Now I don't have to rush it. I'm skilled, know what I'm doing, so I don't cut myself and shit. Don't get injured. Where are we? Grading and concreting made into a plumber and eventually a HVAC tech. Good on you, man. Thanks, brother. Where am I? Did you notice Ryan Dawson had to remove all his videos? Who's Ryan Dawson? I need to look him up. I'll look him up, bro. What the fuck would we do without? Yeah, where am I? I'm just going to scroll down a little bit. I'm taking a shot too. Cheers if you like a new guy in your chat. Cheers, bro. Thanks for tuning in, LB. It's always good to get some new guys, eh? Some good comments in there. Some guys talk a bit of shit in there, but you seem like a top bloke. Thanks, brother. Thanks. Geez, I dated a bogan chick on exchange in college. I can understand 80% of the ling she was. She was a West Coast girl who went to college in Sydney and moved here for a job. Yeah, some bogan chicks. Oh, the bogans are the best. I reckon the fucking rich class, the upper class, the fucking, the left-wing communists, they fucking hate bogans. Like they hate rednecks. You know what I mean? They fucking hate us with passion, mate. So you meet a good bogan and they'll look after you. They'll be your mate. They'll tell you the truth. They won't fuck you around. Any fucking way. Every time I have some moonshine, I swear I just want more. That's why it's so bad. I'll be like, fuck. Donald Trump's head needs a good sculling out of, you know what I mean? I think the term for bogan out here is a river rat. I love it. Anyway, we're going to get back onto this fucking article. How long have we been going for? Yeah, right. Not long enough. The Morrison government has reduced Australian immigration cap from 190,000 to 160,000 per year for the next 4 years. Pigs fly when men Pigs fly, men can get pregnant, and climate change is the real great moral change of our time. Net immigration numbers for the last year actually spiked to nearly double this. Whoa. 2018, a record of 832,000 permanent and long-term immigrants decided to call Australia home. That is fucking huge for a nation of now 25 million people. That is a huge 7.1% increase. Wow. That is insane. Imagine what that does to you. Like, what it does is it pumps people in. You got all these people looking for jobs, so that's going to slow the job wage growth down because now there's so much competition. So they'll be like, all right. And then what it does is it pushes up the rental market and the property market. And then you're like, holy fuck, the fuck is there like taking me an extra, like I said, half an hour extra to get to the coast. It used to be an hour, now it takes an hour and a half. It's a 50% increase on what it used to be a year ago. So thanks fucking a lot for fucking the housing market for the young people and for screwing wage growth and for turning our cities into traffic jams. Thanks a lot. Unsustainable. If it's unsustainable, simply it's not right, it's not working. Nothing more needs to be said. And I think that's the end of that article because we get the gist. Good on you, Pauline Hanson, for having a crack with Malcolm Robertson there. And hopefully people can see, oh, look, they're doing a good job. They're quite reasonable. They didn't go in there and be dicks about it. They were quite reasonable about it. And yeah, we should listen to them. And hopefully they keep at it. Hopefully they get more people elected, more people jump on the bandwagon. You know what I'm talking about? And save us from being stupid idiots. Essentially, that's all we need. Save us from the stupid fucking idiots. Get this. Here's just a little article I was reading. Religious freedom in New South Wales politics. Miss Maloka noted that religion was inseparable from multiculturalism, and we must do more for the diverse communities of our state than just rely on token appearance by PMs at functions. For many, their religious convictions are part of long-standing family customs and traditions, streaming from their culture and from part of who they are, she said. I fucking agree. What about my culture? What about my tradition? What about Christians? What about Europeans? Because I'm happy for everyone to get on fine. Just treat me the way you would like to be treated. Be fucking fair. Don't be hypocritical. What about my culture in your shitty multiculturalism that is this is what I like about her, because the left scream multiculturalism, but what they're really screaming is authoritarian left-wing bullshit. They don't believe in multiculturalism. They hate everyone who disagrees with them. You must agree. You must get in line with the authoritarian left, and if you don't, you're a bigot and a racist. And guess what? If they had a conversation, if these stupid lefties went to these, these are functions, these religious communities, and went to the functions, if they went there and had real conversations, not superficial conversations, guess what? These fucking people are more culturally conservative. And I agree with these people more than fucking any of these left-wing losers who have no culture. They traded in their culture, heritage, and tradition for communism, for the atheism. Their God is the stimulation of their nerve endings and their emotions. That's all they care about. For many, their religious convictions are part of the long-standing family custom and tradition. Yes, that is right. That is correct for me as well, bitch. Fucking lost it. I just lost my article. What a fucking monkey. Miss Michaela, let's call her that, who was dumped from cabinet when Miss McKay took the leadership, is a practicing, this is what I like about it, practicing member of the Russian Orthodox Church, and said religious voters did not deserve to be sneered at by the Australian Labor Party. Religious right is a regular topic raised with me, particularly in Bankstown, where almost 80% identify as religious. Most of these people are not not only devotedly religious. What's going on with this tablet? What is going on? But for the most part, loyal Labor voters. This is going to change. This is changing. This is why the Conservative Party won in Australia, because I think the religious groups in Australia are going, I don't identify with any of the values of the Labor Party. They want to take my money, my tax-paying money, and pay for abortions. They want to teach my children that they are gender fluid. I don't identify with that. They want to take my tax-paying money and pay for people to have sex changes. What the fuck is going on? Don't agree. They want to tell me that Islam is a religion of peace. Liars. They don't demand that Labor support them on all our socially conservative policies. But now they're changing. They're waking up. We're waking up. We're waking up. Because I think they know. Guess what? They know that we agree together, even though we have our religions are all exclusive and we disagree. We don't have the same God. We have different gods, but we have similar values. We agree on our value systems, and we say we don't agree with these left-wing, atheist, authoritarian left-wing nutcases. We disagree. We're not playing your game. We're moving off like Kanye said, the Democratic plantation. We're fucking moving on. Anyway, hope you get what I'm fucking saying, mate. 80% identify as religion in this bitch's in her electorate. Most of these people are not only about religious, but for the most part, loyal to the Labor Party. They don't demand Labor support them on socially conservative policies, but they do demand that our party doesn't turn their nose up or sneer at their sincerely held beliefs. And I believe they have sincere beliefs. I believe they're sincerely wrong. Unless they're Christians, by the way. What a fucking asshole. But that's the way it is. Welcome to multiculturalism. You have to put up with my exclusive belief system. And you have to put up with my culture, don't you? Stomach it, world. I kind of like her, that Sheila, for the most part. I think they're shitting their pants, the left wing. They're like, fuck, people are waking up to our bullshit. Where the hell was I? Jump back in the comment section. Has the dog been back? Nah, the dog hasn't been back. The bricks on a string. Nah, no dog hasn't been back. I'm thinking of going and knocking on the house. I'm pretty sure the dog went back to a house. I'm going to go knock on that door tomorrow or Saturday and I'll be like, hey, I see your awesome dog Skullhead back there. Be like, is he really yours? Because he was at my house. Did you just keep him or is he really yours? No, I won't say that. I'll be like, oh, your dog came for a visit the other day. He seems pretty cool. I'll be like, if he ever escapes, I won't fucking send him to the pound. It'll be loser. I'll just give him a nice cold drink of moonshine, send him on his merry way. I'll just chuck him back over the fence and say, fucking say it. Don't shit on my fucking lawn. He actually pissed in my... I opened the front door. He ran in. Skullhead ran in the house and pissed on the floor. But anyway, that's what dogs do, so I wasn't too pissed off about it. Maybe he was just too much moonshine. You know what I'm saying? I bought my first house for 80 grand. Feel for you young folks. Yeah. I think you can still afford to buy houses out in Ipswich, where I'm from, but they're pushing the house prices up, which is going to push, it's like all these precious immigrants, these new Australians, these refugees, these poor Aboriginal people. Well, we're pushing them out. We're pushing them out further and further out because they can't afford to live in these areas. So they set up, they have their awesome little areas where they live, feel comfortable. But then, through this mass migration, actually they're just pushing up the house prices and pushing these people further and further out. But yeah, thank God there's still actually affordable housing in Ipswich, which is pretty fucking good. Average house in Queensland is now 400 grand. Yeah, I agree. I think it's about 400 grand. That's what people pay. I bought my first and current house for about 315. Yeah. And I don't think, with inflation, it's like wages haven't gone up that much, have they? And the cost of living has gone up. It's almost like you can't get in front. You started a job and, you hope you can work your ass off and get paid, make money. It's still all right. I think we're on the verge. The problem is like most Western nations, I think we're at that point where we're like, hang on a minute. We can't keep going down this road. We need to fucking pull our heads in. You know what I mean? It's all right at the moment, but we've got to be responsible. How's Labor trying to ban more speakers entering the country? Yeah, how fucking stupid is that? It is so ridiculous, mate. We had a good run last year. If you look at my YouTube channel, and you probably got to go back, like, I don't know, last year mainly, and we had an awesome time just hitting up shows and rallies and events and protests, and it was all the time. So much fun. And it's like they've really slowed down. I think they've slowed down issuing permits to protest and visas for speakers to come. And it's like they're fucking putting the brakes on it all. Maybe it was ratcheted up for election time because we had like the state election, and a year later or something, year and a half later, we had the federal election. So we had a busy time, and there was some issues there that Conservatives were really pissed off about and concerned about, and they put boots on the ground, bums and seats, and got out amongst it, which was fucking brilliant. I'm glad to have been a part of it. But now it's slowed down a lot, and like you see, it's all good because I can sit here and read the news and talk shit, keep on keeping on, because I love it, love getting amongst it. But I know I'm so spewing how they fucking don't give these people visas to come do speaking tours. You know what I mean? They're just bullshit artists. Where was I? They want to sterilize kids on a whim so that parents can humble brag about being progressive. That's right. They want to sterilize children. I had a kid in my youth group at church, right? Get this. This one parent was real progressive. Oh, I think it's amazing that she's transitioning into a boy. I said, really? Is it? I'm like, the medicine they give them makes them sterile. Will make her sterile, never to have her own biological children. Do you wish that upon her? No, I wouldn't. I'm like, the same lady had a gay son. New Zealand. And I'm like, you wouldn't sterilize your son, would you? No, oh no. And she kind of had a bit of a wake-up call. I'm like, yeah, that's what they're doing. Like this young kid, just a kid, that particular case, the parents, they weren't Christian. Her parents weren't Christian. This tranny kid became a Christian. It was all good, right? Started coming to church. We all were good to her. Became friends. Looked after her, had her back. Didn't give a shit. But how's this? The parents weren't keen on it. So the government put the kid in a share accommodation house, paid for like kids going through tough times or young people going through a tough time, put her in a boarding house funded by the government. The government gives them this teenager is living in a share accommodation house funded by the government because the parents weren't happy about her transitioning. The government is paying for the kids' accommodation and paying for the kids' medicine to transition. How fucked up is that? The sterilization of children. Just like you said, mate. Just like you said, deadbeat. Not very fucking nice. Couldn't have this lesbian kid. This is my advice for the lesbian and gay community. Just be a tomboy. Just be a lesbian or a gay. No need to sterilize yourself. We don't hate you and we're not that fussed. Do you know what I mean? And get this. This is my new theory. I'm tying strings together here. I'm fucking connecting the dots. And I never heard this is where I come up myself. This is what I reckon. I heard that in Iran, in some Muslim countries, they were like, they will allow you to, they'll be like, oh, you can't be gay or a lesbian, but you can have a sex change. This is what, like, you know how they have like fatwas and their moms come up with these fucking stupid rules, right? And don't get me wrong, we do the exact same thing. Oh, LB, thanks for the $1, you legend. Having a skull in the moonshine. Cheers, mate. Donald Trump salutes you. Right. Yeah, I'm getting on with my story. Thanks, brother. This is my theory. So in the Muslim countries, you can't. This is what I think, especially in Iran, this is what that Ayatollah fucking of rock and roller, Chris Jericho, the Ayatollah in Iran, said you can't be a lesbian or gay, but you can have a sex change, and that's fine. So maybe the LGBT community's been manipulated, and they're probably saying the left-wing madness, as they're saying to the Muslim community, but you know what we're actually trying to do is the full domestication of the LGBT community. There actually will be no gays soon because all of them will transition. All of them will have sex changes, and that's okay under Sharia law. That's okay under because you know the Sharia courts, I'm pretty sure they like interpretate the Quran, and the Ayatollahs and the Imams are like, yes, that's the way we're doing it. That's my little theory. What do you think of that theory? You reckon that theory is bullshit, or you reckon am I like it's just another way to blame Muslims for everything, right? No. I think it's another way to be like, maybe. And it's another way to talk to your gay friends and your lesbian friends and be like, you don't need to transition. You're being fooled by the Muslims. You're being tricked into fucking sterilizing your children so that they can capitulate for the Muslim Sharia way of fucking, because that's what they do. You can't be gay or lesbian, but you can have a sex change under the Sharia law system, mate. So maybe this is breaking news. I learned that the other day. I thought, wow. Is that actually what's happening here? Maybe. That's how fucking stupid these people are. It's not the gays and the lesbians' fault, by the way. And for the most part, it's not these Middle Easterners or these, it's not the ethnic group that are fucking stuck in a Sharia-dominated nation. I reckon if they, for the most part, my last church, we had heaps of Muslims who converted to Christianity. And they get a hint of freedom, and they're like, I'm fucking out of that shit religion. I'm out. I'm fucking out, mate. Here you go. No expectation of reward in life. I'm honestly not a troll. Haha, cheers. Nah, LB's fucking legend, mate. I like him. You have a progressive in your church. Here in the States, all progressive are atheists. Heathens, yeah. I mean, look, we have progressives in our church. I think the problem, some of the church is so emotionally driven as well that the left-leaning people, like I was saying, this is the thing, bro. In the church, a lot of the church has been taken over by the prosperity gospel. You know what I mean? It's like works-based salvation. How it's like, do this, do that, do this, do that, and then you'll have favor. They actually want you to be rich and wealthy and successful and look good and be this nice, happy. They want this like Hollywood shiny life. And that's pretty much what the left wing want. They actually do want. They want to feel good and look good. And it's this emotionally driven way of doing life. And that's what the prosperity gospel is too. It's not gritty and tough. It's not Jesus dying on the cross for the salvation of mankind. It's not justice. It's not God said, it ain't good enough. There needs to be a payment in blood. But I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll take the cross. I'll bear the burden. It's not good enough and I want you so bad, I'll pay the price. That's the church. That's Christianity. And he pays it for us. And we get the Holy Spirit to empower us from the inside out, not superficial, not materialistic, not emotional, but it's from the inside out. It's not in here in the emotion, it's in the heart. It's deep in the conviction and the power. That's where the power comes from, you know what I mean? From your convictions. But anyway, the church is sold out to emotions. They're emotional sellouts to the prosperity gospel and the lie of the tithing, which is they just sold the gospel. They've traded in Jesus for money. They don't want people to be filled with the Holy Ghost. They don't want people to have power. And so they keep preaching the fucking emotional bullshit day in, day out. And you know what? Who gets drawn in? The left wing progressives, because they love it. They love the virtue signaling and the emotional feel good that makes them feel good. Because they're fucking pathetic, mate. If you get my drift. Cheers, mate. You're spot on, bro. And I think that was in reference to the Muslims chopping the Muslims, how they fucking get the transgenders and the gays to have sex changes in Muslim countries, because you can't be gay or lesbian, but you can have a sex change. And that's why the LGBTQI and the left has been, they're capitulating to the Muslim way. And they're telling everyone to get their children to get sterilized, because they want them all to be, it's pretty much the full domestication of the homosexual. They're not wild. They're not like the trannies in Phuket in Thailand who are like funny and fun, who, you grew up and it was like the trannies and the gays were like hilarious. They joked around, fucked around. They'd be like, and they didn't give a shit what anyone thought of them. Well, now it's the full domestication of the homosexuals in full effect. And they're like, you can't be like that. You need to have a sex change. You need to fucking sterilize yourself. Maybe it's a giant eugenics program. Who fucking knows? It could be both. Dusty connecting the dots. Sorry, bud, missed the stream. Just changed the oil in the Hilux. No worries, Glenn, you legend. I got to service my car probably next weekend. Change all the hoses in my radiator. Give it a service. Churches here no longer allow the word father. That is so fucked up, mate. Well, I'd just be saying it all the time, brother. I'd just be like, I just pray the Heavenly Father will fucking bless you with the knowledge of the Savior, the Christ, who died so you can be filled with the Spirit of power. Just say it, brother. Don't fucking listen to these liars, these pathetic losers. They just live by their emotions, mate. They're just guided by their emotions. You know what I mean? Don't worry, we've all done that. I've done it too, and it's just not a healthy way to do life, because it's apart from wisdom, isn't it? It's apart from common sense or responsibility. It's all fucking blowing. It's, gender fluid. Well, it's fucking everything is that fluid nature, emotionally fucking blowing in the wind, mate. Wherever the fucking wind blows, is the tide coming in and out, or that's where these people go. They're not built on the bedrock, mate. You know what I mean? It's about being happy with what you got and working hard to get something better for your family. I think that's pretty true, mate. Like, it's like I always say this: be content, be happy where you're at, but don't be complacent. I'm fucking happy where it's at. I said to my younger brother today, I said, it's not about the past and it's not about the future, but it is about the present, and it's about making the right choices in the present. It's about enjoying the present and keep on making the right choices. Like, we get so held up in the past, so devastated by all the fucking wrong in the past and the fear of the future. But if you just, and like, this is only for probably relevant to him, it's like, you just got to focus on the present, right? What's going on now, and then keep living in the present and keep making the right choices. Don't be blowing in the wind. You know what I mean? I understand, respect the past, and I'm looking forward to the future, but I live in the present, and I continually I just focus on the choices in front of me. Ability to say no to what is wrong and to say yes to what is right. Fucking simple, mate. Teach the kids that in school instead of fucking about all the bullshit. New South Wales, Bega boy here. Good on you, mate. Glenn, you legend. LB, I have a GMC Yugon because I'm a loud American. Fucking good on you, mate. I don't know what that is. It's obviously some truck, some sweet fucking ute or something. Them trucks are dope though. Fuck yeah. I'll stick with me Land Cruiser. God bless you. I got a shitty old Hilux. It's not shitty. All Hiluxes are tough. You know what I mean? Just keep going. I just got, I got my ute back from my mechanic because of shit I didn't have tools to do. And it's back and it's good. And I just do the things I can do on it. The simple stuff. How do they say the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit if they can't say Father? How do they say our Father who art in heaven? That's mental. That's fucking insane. It is insane. It's mental, mate. They're capitulating. Don't listen to them. They're selling out. Where am I? I'm losing myself in the comment section here. Where the fuck am I? Sorry, I'm probably going to miss some of you. Asian trannies used to be shamans and jesters and stuff. Oh, yeah, that's probably true. That's probably why they are funny. You know what I mean? Anglican Bishop is a wanker. I don't know who he is. Probably is. A Hilux. Haha, my brother-in-law has one. Yeah, Hiluxes are fucking good, man. The old ones. My mate, I bought my Hilux off my mate. And he bought a new one. And it was like 2 years later. And he's like, can I buy the old Hilux back? After he spent a fortune on this brand new diesel Hilux. 2 years later, he's like, it's giving me nothing but drama. I want the old one back. I was like, yeah, fact. Buy it back off me for double. And that ute's been good to me for like 10 years. How do they say? Yeah, there we go. I'm back. First care was a 60 series thing. Was yeah, right. Yep. Oz is truly a lucky country. Make your wish. Amen. Australia is a bloody beautiful country, mate. So glad I live here. I was born in New Zealand. I'm so glad I've come over here. New Zealand is not. People in New Zealand don't fucking get amongst it and fucking arc up and be like, hang on a minute. I need to get amongst it. Aussies have got we're pretty laid back, but we also will be like, nah, pull your head in. Kiwis are, I don't know. I think from my family down there, they'll be like, it's more like at least they have job. But they don't say it like that. They're like, oh, bro, as long as I got my cart and a beer and my pouch of tobacco and a job, I'm all good, bro? That's the way that it is down there. And they don't complain enough. They don't fucking be like, hang on a minute. We fucking deserve better. Hold our feet to the fire. That's what we've got to remember to do with these fucking politician losers. Duspo, thank you for waiting. For what you do. Oh yeah, no worries, mate. Well, thanks for tuning in. I'm agnostic, but it feels I have more respect for the Bible than the actual church. Crazy. Well, I feel the same, mate. I'm a Christian. I follow Jesus. That's what I follow. I don't follow the Old Testament. I don't follow these churches. I don't follow men. I follow Jesus. That's who I follow. I reject the tithe, the lies of the, which in the Old Testament, whatever. Yeah, that was relevant then. It's not relevant now. I'm not doing the things that are not required of me. Why would you do? Even Jesus said, he said something like, it's like, if your debt is paid off, would you go and pay the debt? Would you keep paying the debt? Once the debt is paid, brother, you move on. I can't remember the quote exactly. That's probably way, way off. I went on a 3,000 kilometer round trip to pick up an 85-ton 10 HJ75 for 2,600. It's a classic. Damn. Good on you, bro. Good on you, bandmate. I reckon maybe I'll have a look at any other badass articles, because there was heaps of articles I was saving this week. Tim Pool's got a new media thing coming out. We Funder. What is this? Hang on. Subvert. Invest in Subverse, a community-owned decentralized news network. Media has become corrupted by sensationalism and paralyzation. The purely surveillance ad-driven model is dying, and now readers are directly supporting creators they love. They want to facilitate civil discord and media in a way that gets real information into the minds of our audience. So yeah, Tim Pool has created his own media company, and they're doing like a fundraising for it. You may want to invest. I don't know. I wouldn't invest. I don't know. Maybe I would buy a fucking $100 worth, chip in just to help the guy out. But I don't think you're going to get your money back, and I don't think you're going to get a investment. 2.7 million views in a month, 130K subscribers. Founder Tim Pool has 227 million views and 861K subscribers on his Timcast and Tim Pool YouTube channel. After announcing Subverse expansion, Tim's video received 168.7K views and resulted in 1,000 plus pictures. Don't know what that is. Tim's reporting has been featured, blah, 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 blah. Who gives a fuck? Good on you, Tim, for having a crack. I reckon he's pretty good. What can I say? I'd probably chip him $1, but I wouldn't expect any money back. I might chip in just to fucking push back against the bullshit. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that's fucking life. So good on him. Good on you, Tim. You fucking legend, mate. Having a crack. He does it right. Tim Pool has asked for money so he can keep dressing like a little man child. I know. I'll be like, here's $100, bro. Buy a new fucking beanie. This hat, it's even got like sweat marks in it. It's fucking disgusting. I've never washed this hat. I might chuck it in the wash this weekend. I'll fucking do it because I'm disgusting like Tim Pool. His dirty beanie. He's like Jughead off Riverdale. Don't watch it. It's not worth it. Nah. I've been watching Stranger Things, right, on Netflix. And I'm like, yeah, this is pretty good. And dead set. It was like the second last episode. I was like, it's so good. There's not one lesbian or gay in it. It's so good. I don't have to deal with that bullshit. And then it was the second last episode of the third season. Lesbian. It was subtly a lesbian before I got in, which I don't really have a problem with. But here's the thing. Isn't it 1% or 2% of the population is the LGBTQI community, right? So your representation on my fucking Netflix show should be 2% of the time. Max. I should only have to deal with that shit, every 100 episodes, maybe in 2 of them episodes, there might be a little bit of lesbian, gay, some character. But they just fucking keep it going, eh? They just never fucking stop with it. Anyway, new Liberal MP wants both sides of the climate change debate taught at school. What a legend. School children should hear a diverse range of views in the classroom, including from climate change advocates as well as skeptic, new Liberal MP says. That's good. I think in the same article he talks about creationism and evolution. I don't know if creationism, here's the thing, I don't believe nothing created everything. I don't know if I believe in evolution in the sense of a mechanism where change happens. But I don't know how it started from nothing. Once something got the ball rolling, I could see how that worked, but I'm not sold out on that. You know what I mean? The Bible says, be fruitful and multiply. That's what evolution is the fruitful. You become the fruitfulness and multiplication. It's written right there in the creation story. It's like, be fruitful and multiply, right? After everything, that is like the word that is said after every life, wherever life is created, whether the plants, life in the oceans, life on the land, people, to be fruitful and multiply. And that's how evolution happens, right? It's like you breed upward momentum. All the positive changes get kept in the cycle, and you get like positive change. Bang, 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 bang. Be fruitful and multiply. So I believe in that. But I don't think nothing created everything. I think something created it. But they're saying anyway, these new Liberal MPs want both sides of climate change debate taught in school. Well, I'm glad they're saying that, because if they don't start saying that, it's all going to be one-sided. It'd be all bullshit. Where else are we fucking going? CNN debates strategies to pit Sanders and Warren as crazies against the moderate. Yeah, so this is a good thing. They've had the another debate. The Democrats are doing that, like whatever they call it, the DMC. They're trying to find that guy who's going to be the leader of the Democrat Party. So they're having their debates. And the funny thing is, the CNN are painting Bernie Sanders and Warren. What's this bitch's name? Elizabeth Warren. She's that bitch who did the claim. She was like, I'm fucking Cherokee. And they did a DNA test and she was like 0.0001% Cherokee. And they were like, nah, you're not actually, you're a fucking liar. She wrote like a book about powwow chow. Anyway. Now I'm gonna go for about another few minutes, brother, and I'm out of here, LB. I'll just yeah. So the good thing is, this is how we're having little wins. We're having a few wins. Just pump that out. CNN is even starting to paint the picture that Sanders and Elizabeth Warren are the nutcases of the Democrat Party. That's good news. There's the crazy fucking Muslims who keep pushing people in front of trains in Europe. Have you heard that? That's fucking out of control. People are having enough. People are standing up saying, we're fucking had enough. I'm sick of this shit. And that will fucking do. And get this. This is some other good news. Trump's re-election campaign has hired that homophobic pageant queen, Kathy ZHU. That's that. I think she's like, I don't know, some Asian. I don't know what Asian descent she's from. But anyway, she won some beauty pageant and they booted her off for a Twitter account. They weren't happy that she was Miss Michigan. But she's Miss Michigan. We all heard how she got booted from a beauty pageant. They decrowned her. But the Trump re-election campaign has hired her because she's actually quite a good talker. She's pretty good. Darwin's origin of species doesn't explain the emergence of new species. It explains local adaptation and natural selection. The title is misleading. Yeah, I know. I've read the book. I read Charles Darwin's Origin of Species, and it's like the struggle of, what's the full title? It's like the struggle of the fucking races. I'm almost racist. I've been to the National Natural History Museum in London and New York, and I've stood over Charles Darwin's grave in Westminster Abbey in London, and I read his book. And like I said, be fruitful and multiply. It's written right there in the Bible. It's like the first chapter 1. It's all there. So I believe in that. I just don't believe that all this complexity came from nothing. But I get what you're saying. I think there's just I think parts of that are correct. I think it's correct. I just don't think I think we know about 10% of all that's what is going on, and we're making claims and we're formulating our full opinions about stuff that we literally have about 10% of the knowledge of what the hell's actually going on. So I'm keeping myself open-minded. Let's say that. Great museum. Yeah, they are. I think the London Museum was better, had more dinosaurs than the New York one. And I was disappointed with the dinosaur museum in New York, actually. I was like, this is going to be fucking sweet. And then you get in there and you're like, what? No, it was still impressive. Let's face it, it was still good. I'm glad I went. Boar Nordic. Fuck, I just watched The Drum on ABC. What a shit show. I know. How fucking terrible. How boring is like normal news when you read it or you watch it and you're like, what the fuck? It's like some nerd fuck with a piece of paper like, and how are you fucking going? I'm a fucking reading off a piece of paper. You might as well get the newspaper and read it yourself. You know what I mean? There's no one doing shots of moonshine. No one slurring no words. No. Yeah, we're still learning. I'm gonna remain open-minded. But thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks. It was a real slow start because I just like rushed my ass in the door, jumped, sat down, was like, fuck, I need to start this live. Stuffed up. I think there might even still be a live that's I don't know if there's like a live that's still that I said was going to be that I was going to use and I didn't even use that event. I don't know. So at the start was a slow start to this episode because I was so bloody rushed. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. And I had a good enough day. I had a fucking busy day. We had a slow start to this, but we got the bloody job done. And hey, $5 donation, CRF 1000L Oz. Open-minded is the best way to go through life, Dusty. Cheers, bloke. Thanks heaps, brother. I'll have a good skull off the bloody Donald Trump head. Nice bit of moonshine in there. I think it's better to go with a bit of water down the moonshine, because last Thursday I hooked in and mate, I was a bit of a hungover on Friday and then I had a big night last Friday night. And I spewed, and then I did my Saturday show, and I was hungover. And then Tuesday I took it easy. I only had a few crownies, and tonight I've only had a bloody little bit of moonshine. But thanks heaps, and LB another $1. Thanks, brother. You're a legend, mate. Thanks heaps to you guys for donating. Thanks for watching. Moonshine on the drum should be compulsory, I know. Most folks are petrolication events occurring from massive thunderbolts from above on edge of waterways. Petrolication events occurring from massive thunderbolts from the edge of waterways. I know, it's like the what they call it. Yeah, we'll have to go through all this stuff. I can't even pronounce that word. I wonder if that was even close. But anyway, thanks, guys. Get back in the sauna, bro. I know. Maybe I will. Just sweat it out. I tell you what, if I do sauna episodes again like I did back in the day, they're definitely going to be shorter videos because I'm like to start dying in there. I'm dying in here. All right, guys. Thanks heaps. I'll catch his Dusty Wave Radio Saturday show. Saturday morning, 9:30 Brisbane time, or 9 o'clock Brisbane time. Oh, hang on. No, not this week. I'm going to have to do a Saturday show in the afternoon. Then we'll hook it and have some fucking lovely beers and moonshine together. Thanks heaps, everyone. Cheers.